There we go. We got some audio. Are we live? Are we live? All right. Welcome, everybody. So, it's been about a month since I've been last on, but that's okay. So much to do, such little time. Been learning MailChimp and Thinkific and all of this crazy stuff and getting my Streamlab on, baby. Getting my Streamlabs. I'm coming to you live from Streamlabs. And so, check it out. Are you ready? I'm right now broadcasting from Paris, France, but I come from Chicago, from Chi-Town. And one of the two most controversial portraits that have been painted in the last I don't know how many years are at an exhibition that's going around the country. And it's the official presidential portraitures of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. Some people hate them with a passion. Some people think they are groundbreaking, completely relevant and wonderful expressions of modern art, of abstract art. And so we're going to take a look. You know, I'm a realist painter and I'm not really into the whole modern art thing, but I just want to make the point is that if you're some realist artist all wrapped up in your technique, like, oh, I'm going to paint a pumpkin, look, I'm going to paint a banana, look at the perfect banana, I'm going to paint another landscape, oh, look at my blue waves. Like, you're one of these guys that just, jerk yourself off to like your own technique. Guess what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares how good you are. Nobody cares how incredible your technique is. You gotta have a story, man. If you don't have a story to back up your art, and that story can't be, look how great I am. You gotta have a story. And you can love these paintings or you can hate them, but what you can't deny is there's a great sort of story kind of going on behind this artwork, and we're going to talk about this artwork and the stories that we find. There it is. This is the Art Institute's homepage, the Obama portraits. So you go to the Art Institute, boom, there they are. They're big. They are controversial, and they're both there to check out on display until August 15th, I believe. Then they get wrapped up and they start their, I think, 6 or 7 city tour around the United States. So what do you say? It's about $20 to view. I mean, I'd pay the $20 just to get a up close look. And so let's take a look and see what is going on. All right, so I'm going to I got my other auxiliary screen died on me, so I have to do this all in one. All right, so now we're big screen, so I gotta kind of say bye to my Screen Labs interface, and I'm just gonna be hanging out with you in the browser alone. Here we go. So there's us on the browser. So goodbye Streamlabs. All right, it's just us. All right, if the Twitch thing fails, if somebody says hi, I apologize. The blooming possibilities, it's blooming incredible. This picture of Barack Obama. Alright, we're gonna have a look at the blooming possibilities. Now, this interface, Art Institute, please, come on. Stop being so artsy-fartsy. Do something that look, so you either scroll, it's not very elegant, it's not a very, or you gotta go here. You gotta go, And then you gotta go, duh. So, you know, come on. You could do better. But since I know this, I'm gonna scroll it like I rock and roll it. Okay. So let's check it out. In 2016, that's, what is that, 5 years now already? In 2016, internationally renowned New York-based artist Kehinde Wiley made history, becoming the first black artist commissioned by the National Portrait Gallery to paint a presidential portrait of the United States' first black president. So you're a black guy, right? Painting the first black president, you automatically there are just making history. Like, you know, can you imagine that phone call? Can you imagine? It's just like, ring, ring. Hi, how you doing? Yes, this is the office of the President of the United States. Can you hold to receive Barack Obama? They're like, hell yeah, man. It's like, hey, this is Barack Obama. I love your work, and can you imagine? Right there, there's a story. All right, right there, there's a story. So this is kind of his shtick, right? This is kind of Wiley's thing, what he does. He takes these, that's Jacques Louis, shout out to Jacques Louis David, and Napoleon, you know, riding through the Alps. And so Wiley was a well-established artist at this time, celebrated for his paintings of contemporary black men and women, assuming the grand and heroic poses that had long been used in depictions of white people, in depictions of European leaders and royalty. So that's kind of what he does, right? So he just takes like normal dudes in street clothes and poses them on these grand canvases, which is the opposite of what began to happen during the late Renaissance. Is they would take normal people, right, and give them the grand canvas, but instead of giving them the sense of royalty, they would depict their humble life, and with it also that grand format. So he's really kind of touching on tradition and the historic sort of evolution of the portrait and of sort of the museum quality and style of painting. All right. So Wiley often finds the people he paints in his neighborhood, individuals who, while not famous, capture his imagination and portrays them wearing their own clothes against ornate backgrounds. So that's kind of his thing, what he does. Takes a picture, renders it in Photoshop, gets his thing going in, and then goes after it and starts painting. His paintings are often titled after old master paintings on which they are based. For instance, his William van Haythuysen, I always mess up that last name, William van Haythuysen, quotes a 1625 painting of a Dutch merchant by Frans Hals. Frans Hals is amazing. If you don't know Frans Hals, check this guy out, an amazing realistic painter. Unlike Hals, who was hired to paint his subjects, however, Wiley met his subject on the street, and the two selected the reference painting together. All right, so right there, we're storytelling in a grand scale. So right there, you imagine Wiley's out on the street saying, hey dude, come on, I love your look, I love your outfit, I want to paint you. And they strike up a friendship, have a coffee or a beer or whatever, and they go to his studio and they talk about this thing and they work, and boom, this guy's hanging in a museum or some huge exhibition somewhere. So, like I said again, if you don't got a story, you don't got no glory. It doesn't matter how great your banana looks or your landscape or the friend that you paint. You know, if you don't have a story, man, you don't have any. There's the valuation of your painting like craters. So let us continue. Wiley's approach of recasting traditional paintings with contemporary black subjects surfaces ideas of power and privilege and underlines who has enjoyed them historically in the past. All right? So he's kind of flipping the tables there between the viewer and what's being viewed, and the privilege and power and status and all that kind of thing. The artist remembered growing up as a kid in South Central Los Angeles, going to the museums in LA, there weren't too many people who happened to look like me in those museums, on those walls. So, as I tried to create my own type of work, it has to do with correcting for some of that. Trying to find places where people who happen to look like me do feel accepted or do have the ability to express their state of grace on the grand narrative scale of museum space. The state of grace on the museum space, like the greatest of all time. I like that sentence. The state of grace on the grand narrative scale of museum space. Bring it. So, President Obama took note of this as well. I was always struck by the degree to which Wiley's portraits challenged our conventional views of power and privilege, and the way that he would take extraordinary care and precision and vision in recognizing the beauty and the grace and the dignity of people who are so often invisible in our lives, and put them on a grand stage and on a grand scale. And so this is sort of the way he would approach his art. He set the person up, take some photos, get his Photoshop going, render the template, and then work from there. For his portrait of the president, however, Wiley had a different project, not to bestow power on an ordinary person through pose and scale, but to portray an extraordinary man with great power, to convey his accomplishments, but to also highlight his compassion and relatability. So he had a sort of a different thing to do. Instead of taking some guy from the street that he found and make a grand sort of thing, he took some big sort of figure and then had to figure out how to scale the painting back to get that balance going. All right? And so this is what he came up with. I don't know. I'm, once again, a realistic painter, so it's not exactly my cup of tea, but once again, I say, if you don't have a story, you got no glory, and this painting has an amazing story related to it. So, the resulting painting both refers to and diverges from traditional presidential portraiture. Obama is serious and conventionally posed, but there is also something more accessible and open in his posture and clothing. He ain't got no tie. I got a tie. He don't got no tie. So that makes him sort of open in his posture, and his clothing is nice and relaxed, and the subtle lean forward, the unbuttoned collar, and his engaged gaze connecting with the viewer. The president's meticulously rendered hands communicate his well-known composure under pressure, while also suggesting an attentiveness and openness to new ideas. Let's take a look at those meticulously rendered hands. There they are. So the chair in which the president sits An inlaid wood revival armchair. I know this style. It's actually called a colonial revival armchair. Recalls earlier historical portraits and even the time-honored act of sitting for a portrait. So he's kind of looking at the past, looking at the history, and kind of bringing it forward, trying to give it its own mix and its own sort of feel. The setting, however, clearly diverges from previous presidential portraiture. I find the word portraiture hard to say for some reason. Portraiture. Rather than being situated in a conventional interior surrounded by items that refer to his position and stature, like he ain't trumping it, he ain't there up there on the 105th floor, and he got his gold, he got his bling. He got no bling, baby. He's just sitting back, cool. He's not surrounded by items that refer to his position and stature. The president floats against a backdrop of foliage in an image that is stately as it is surreal. Okay, so this is my favorite part of the presentation. Anytime I learn something, I appreciate the effort. And so we're gonna look here. Hey man, let's look at what's up with these flowers, man. What's up with these dollars for? Oh, the chrysanthemum. It's the official flower of Chicago. I had no idea. It represents the city where Barack Obama's political career began. Secret stuff, man. Secret flowers. What else is going on? What's up? What's this? White jasmine refers to his birth and childhood in Hawaii. All right. More secret stuff. More secret stuff. What's up? What's up? Well, let's go. Let's go. The African blue lilies are symbolic of his late father from Kenya. Cool, man. See the storytelling? Symbolism, that's what we're talking about. The flowers reflect important milestone in President Barack Obama's life. The lush background also alludes to his presidency as a space of blooming possibilities. He's got some blooming possibilities in his space there, mate. Alright? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Wiley's portrait itself is also a site of rich possibility, opening up tradition, reimagining presidential portraiture, and re-envisioning how power is depicted. Yeah, so let's give a hand to the Art Institute and to Wiley. Wiley getting smiley. So there we go. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. Next, we'll do Michelle Obama. So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you go to Chicago and you see the portraits, you gotta see me. You gotta talk to me. Let's do a Zoom. Let's see what you think. Was it anticlimactic? Did you walk into say, oh man, it sucked? Or you just like, wow, the power of it up close. Once again, it's around $20 to get in. You have to buy a ticket. You just can't walk up and go. There's Pritzker Park. Gotta love it. And so let's connect, because this next few weeks we're going to do a painting of Barack Obama. We're going to have a great story. We're going to have a painting that takes from the past. It's going to be all about art history. That's going to work the way the science and the brain work, and then we're going to also sort of reconfigure the past to sort of look at the future in a new way. We're going to do the thing our way, like the greatest of all time, like the greatest of all time. So don't be afraid, because I won't let you fail. We're going to handcuff lightning and put thunder in jail. We'll rock the canvas with courage and never ever retreat, because those too lazy to join us, they've already been beat. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're gonna do. And so now, are we still there? Are we still streaming? So now I'm gonna get small. I'm gonna get small, and you're not gonna see me. I'm gonna do it in secret. Did you see that? Oh, I'm still big. No, I got small. I got small. You didn't see I got small, but I got small. So, we're gonna talk a little bit more. I didn't hear. So I'm gonna get something to drink, wet my whistle, and so I'll see you in a sec. Okay? Be right back. We're born, we grow up, get a job, and then to make something of ourselves, we get after it and work hard year after year after year. And eventually we retire, but to do what? To disappear without a whisper as if we were never even here? Well, I don't know about you, but this is what I gotta say. Now don't be afraid, because I won't let you fail. We're gonna handle lightning and put thunder in jail. We'll rock the canvas with courage and never ever retreat. We're going to need to join us here already. Okay, I say we paint something that jumps off the canvas, grabs the heart, and touches the soul, and it's all with 3D late Renaissance realistic glory. Then maybe 100, 200 years from now, our great-grandkids will be holding the painting we made and hearing about us and who we were in our crazy stories. You hear what I'm saying? Well, this is what else. No virus can stop us because we're magnetic. We're gonna be so bad we'll make medicine. So do you wanna live forever? Well, that's how I feel. So let's float like a butterfly and make like it's real. Now don't be afraid, because I won't let you fail. We're gonna handle lightning and put thunder in jail. We'll rock the canvas with courage and never ever retreat. We're going to All right. I hope you enjoyed our time together, and so keep in touch, because this is the classical artist painting method for executives, for anybody who doesn't think they have the time to paint. Because we are going to approach painting the way a carpenter approaches building, the way a cook approaches cooking, the way someone from mergers and acquisitions approaches buying a business. All right, we're going to use intelligence. We're going to use a method. Right up here is what we'll call the virtual atelier. right? So you just, boom, you set it up, you got your computer. Wiley, right? He used a Photoshop and everything to do his thing. So we're going to use the computer as our source image. Then we're going to set up this very tight, right, James Bond type of desktop atelier, small tool set, virtual atelier, and the 5 steps to make your painting come alive. The 5 steps to make your portraits come alive, and that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, so do you want to, just, you've got something to say, something that's important to you? Well, instead of throwing it in a meme that'll disappear in 7 seconds, why not putting on a canvas that could last for hundreds of years? That's what I'm saying. All right, once again, thanks for coming. And drop me a line, give me a holla. This Twitch thing is new to me, but hope to see you again really quick. All right. Bisous, bisous. Talk to you soon. Au revoir.